that is known as the horizontal distribution of temperature that we have already discussed in the previous classes. But most particularly, I'm going to discuss about the lines and the characteristics of that lines, which shows the horizontal distributions over the world map. And most of you are aware about that. The lines which joins the average equal temperature over the world map that is reduced at sea level. This concept is generally asked in the various competitive examinations as well as in the interview and in your academic examinations of BA honors paper or various examinations at graduation and the post-graduation level. We are discussing about the isotherms line. Isotherms means, iso means equal, therms that is indicated to the thermal conditions or the temperature conditions. In short, we can say that isotherms are that join the places of equal temperature that is reduced at sea level. So if anyone asked about the question, what is the isotherms? Then you have to give the answers as, sir, isotherm is the lines which joins the places of equal temperature reduced at sea level. And the horizontal distribution of temperature is generally denoted by these lines. And it is generally drawn in the form of east to west as a straight lines that follows the temperature gradient or the thermal gradient over the Earth's surface. Here the question emerges, what does the thermal gradient or the temperature gradient means? I have told you that the isotherms are the lines that indicates the places of equal temperature that is reduced at sea level. And it also clarifies about the concept of thermal gradient or the temperature gradient. We know that the temperature decreases if we move from equator towards the polar region, either towards the North Pole or towards the South Pole. Generally, or in normal conditions, the temperature decreases from equator towards the pole. However, there are certain slight variations over the rate of insolation and the rate of temperature, because the insolation that is maximum received at the equator does not show the maximum temperature at the equator. But the maximum temperature is recorded near to the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. And because of the clear sky, because of the cloudless conditions, because of the descending of the air, because of the maximum vertical insolation and the length of that vertical insolation that is 86 days in the whole part of year near to the tropics, because of the less evaporations and less reflections from the cloud, that tropical region received to the maximum temperature. But in general, if anybody asked about that, what is the rate of decrease of temperature or what is the conditions of the temperature distribution at a horizontal level over the Earth's surface, then your answer must be temperature decreases if we move from equator towards the pole. And why the temperature decreases? Because the rate of insolation varies from one equatorial part of the Earth towards the temperate and polar part of the earth. That's why if the insolation will be less, the temperature will be less. If the insolation will be more, the temperature will be more. So normally temperature decreases from equator towards the pole, and this decrease of the temperature from equator towards the polar region is called as thermal gradient or the temperature gradient. So isotherms indicates about the thermal gradient and temperature gradient. And the meaning of thermal gradient, I have told that the decrease of the temperature with increase of the latitude is called as thermal gradient. Then the isotherms line are generally straight. It follows the latitudinal lines. That's why we can say that how latitudes control distribution. It is the straight line generally drawn east to west horizontally over the Earth's surface. Isotherms lines are generally indicate the concept of thermal gradient and temperature gradient. Isotherms lines are it is the temperature which is the reduced at sea level and which joins the places of equal temperature. Isotherms lines are more prominent in southern hemisphere. Isotherms lines are widely spaced in the southern hemisphere because of the rate of temperature variations are less in southern hemisphere because of the over dominance of the ocean and the uniform water bodies. ये IAS में ये सवाल पूछता है कि isotherms lines are widely spaced in northern hemisphere or in southern hemisphere. Then your answer must be isotherms lines are widely spaced in the southern hemisphere because the rate of decrease of temperature is not more prominent, not more recorded. Temperature does not decreases in a rapid manner in the southern hemisphere because of the uniform water body surface at southern hemisphere that is mostly dominated by the oceanic and water bodies. Isotherms lines are closely spaced in the northern hemisphere. That indicates about the slight variations, the rapid change of temperature in the northern hemisphere because of the continents and the continent dominations, land bodies dominations. So steep thermal gradient is there in the northern hemisphere. Low thermal gradient is there in the southern hemisphere. That's why in southern hemisphere, the isotherms lines are widely spaced. And in northern hemisphere, the isotherms lines are closely spaced. Then the maximum temperature, the hottest month of the year is July for the northern hemisphere, and the hottest month of the year for southern hemisphere is January. The coldest month of the year of northern hemisphere is January, and coldest month of the year for the southern hemisphere is July. When there is the hottest month in northern hemisphere, that is January, that is July. Then the hottest month of southern hemisphere, that is January, and that is opposite with each other. Hottest month of the northern hemisphere is the coldest month of the southern hemisphere. Isotherms lines are generally straight, but it is diverted. It is bent. When there is the junction of the continent and ocean bodies, when there is the junctions are the meeting point of the continent and lands, continent and water bodies is recorded. Then the isotherm lines moves and bend. Isotherms lines are generally move towards the equator ward during the southern summer in the month of the July, and during the month of the winter isotherms moves towards the polar region if the isotherms are crossing from land towards the water bodies. Suppose अगर मैं ये कहूं कि isotherms line अगर मूव करता है लैंड से, अगर वाटर बॉडीज की ओर जा रहा है, स्ट्रेट उसको जाना चाहिए, लेकिन यह अगर लैंड से वाटर बॉडीज की ओर जा रहा है तो समर सीजन में नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में यह आपका मूव कर जाता है इक्वेटर की ओर, अगर लैंड से वाटर बॉडीज की ओर आ रहा है। वही विंटर सीजन में यह मूव करता है आप पोलवर्ड साइड बिकॉज ऑफ द डिफरेंशियल हीटिंग and cooling of the land and water bodies. When the isotherms lines crosses from land to the oceans, it moves towards the equator ward in the summer season, and it moves from the, yes, any question? Yes, Atik, you want to ask something? Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, it plays the role. It plays the role only. I have told that the thermal gradient or temperature gradient means the rate of change of temperature with latitude. The vertical sun rays causes for the more energy, but that energy is generally more, and but does not mean that it is changes. The basically in the tropical region, the temperature gradient or the thermal gradient is not very steep, because whole tropics receive this generally the vertical rays of the sun one part of the year or the another part of the year. But if we move from Tropic of Cancer towards the North Pole or the Tropic of Capricorn towards South Pole, these temperature variations are steeply recorded, and the thermal gradient is steeply recorded. Thermal gradient is more if we cross from Tropic of Cancer towards the North Pole or the Tropic of Capricorn towards the South Pole. But the vertical sun is only responsible for the concentration of the energy into that region. But the rate of change of temperature from equator towards the pole, that change of temperature with the latitudes are called as the thermal gradient or the temperature gradient. And that is the places of the equal temperature reduced at sea level is called as, is joined by the isotherm lines, and that is the temperature of the place that is reduced at 7. That is not the real temperature of the place. I have told. That's why that isothermal map is not much beneficial for the farmers, because they required actual temperature of that place. not the average temperature that is reduced at. And I have told that the isotherms are the straight line normally, and it moves from east to west. But generally, isotherms are straight, but they bend at the junction of the continents and the oceans due to differential heating and cooling of land and water. Isotherm lines are more irregular in the northern hemisphere. हमने जो मैप आपको भेजा, you can see that map that isotherm lines are generally irregular in northern hemisphere, but it is mostly regular in southern hemisphere because of the over dominance of the oceans. हमने कहा कि अगर एक ही जैसा यूनिफॉर्म सरफेस है तो उसमें इरेगुलरिटी कम होगी. अगर कहीं पे लैंड और वाटर बॉडीज कंट्रास्ट बहुत ज्यादा है जो कि नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में होता है, तो वहां पे आइसोथर्मल जो लाइंस है वो इरेगुलर होगा, उसका कोई पैटर्न सीधा नहीं खींचा जाएगा. उसी तरीके से isotherms are generally closely spaced in the northern hemisphere. Close है. Isotherms are mostly close in the northern hemisphere because there is the steep thermal gradient. But it is widely spaced in the southern hemisphere because is the low thermal gradient or low temperature variations, low change of temperature. That's why in the southern hemisphere, the isotherms lines are like these. Isotherms which are flowing from land towards the ocean, generally it bends towards the equator side during the summer season. And in the winter season, it moves in the poleward side. Why it happens? ये IAS मेंस में पूछता है कि क्यों जो है आइसोथर्म्स लाइंस बेंड हो जा रहे हैं समर सीजन में इक्वेटर की तरफ और विंटर सीजन में पोलवर्ड साइड में. Why? Because of the in to balance, मैंने कहा कि आइसोथर्म्स इक्वल प्लेसेस जहां पे एक ही जैसा टेम्परेचर है उस प्लेसेस को ज्वाइन करता है जो कि स्केल जो है आपके सी लेवल पे हो. समर सीजन में अगर टेम्परेचर जनरली जो वाटर बॉडीज है वो अभी जल्दी जो है ठंडा हो जाता है, देर से ठंडा होता है, देर से गर्म होता है. लेकिन लैंड बॉडीज जल्दी ठंडा हो गया, जल्दी गर्म हो गया. तो अगर लैंड से ओशन की ओर आइसोथर्म लाइन जा रही है तो जो लैंड का टेम्परेचर 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस है, ओशन में वो टेम्परेचर थोड़ा सा जो है वो ज्यादा होगा क्योंकि वो अभी गर्म ही है. इसीलिए यह पोल वाइट झुक जाता है क्योंकि उसको 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस जो है पाना होता है, उस जगह को ज्वाइन करना होता है जो समर सीजन इक्वेटर साइड मिलेगा. और यही वजह है कि isotherms lines bend towards the equator wards when it moves from land to oceans. But in summer season, in winter season, it moves towards the poleward directions. Yes, Atiq Nawaz. In both the hemispheres. Yes. Okay. The isotherms during the months of July and January, that is for the ideal conditions for the seasonal distribution of the atmospheric temperature. In the month of January, there is the winter season in the northern hemisphere. And in the month of January, there is the summer season in southern hemisphere. Generally, the isotherm that is coming from the land towards the oceans, that is moves towards the equator world in summer season, either in North Pole or South. But the isotherm that is coming from the ocean, it happens. In the summer season, it moves towards the is coming from oceans to the land towards oceans. That's the. Let us discuss about the isotherms distribution of summer and winter season, and I will share the screen. I think that it is there. Whether whether it is visible.
Yes, sir.
But the icons are also coming up, only map is coming.
Sir, icons are also coming.
Okay, I will wait for a few minutes. I will share the photos only. Yeah, it is there. It is there. Okay, you can see the January and July temperature. Is it visible?
Sir.
Okay. Let us see about that January and July temperature distributions through the maps of through the lines of isotherms. We can see the January as well as July, and we can also see about that temperature variations. If there is the closely spaced isobars, it means that there is the greater thermal gradient, or the rate of change of temperature is more. Not the temperature is more, but the rate of change of temperature is more if there is the closely spaced. If the isotherms are regular, that is there in the southern hemisphere, you can see that regular straight lines are there. In northern hemisphere, that is mostly bending, and that is the irregular pattern of the isotherms are recorded in the in the northern hemisphere. In that say, we can say that the southern hemisphere are generally uniformly distributed over the temperature, and the rate of change of temperature is not much recorded in southern hemisphere in compared to the northern hemisphere. But you can also see that during the tropics, within the tropics, the tropical belt has not much isotherms. In tropical belt, the rate of temperature or the gradient, thermal gradient, is not much steeply recorded. But the rate of temperature is, the change of temperature is steeply recorded beyond the tropics. Tropic of Cancer और Tropic of Capricorn के बाद temperature में changes बहुत ज़्यादा जो है record किया गया है. Let us see about that certain conditions of the isotherms and its distribution in the month of July and in the month of January. The month of July and January are warmest and coldest in the northern hemisphere, you can see. Whereas the warmest or the coldest month in the southern hemisphere are January and July. You can also see the hottest temperature and as well as the coldest temperature. Generally, the hottest and coldest temperature is recorded at continent. In the northern hemisphere, you can see that जो hottest temperature है वो आपके continent में record है, और ज्यादातर जो है ये continent में ही इसका जो है variations जो है ज्यादातर देखने में आ रहा है, न कि जो है आपके variations जो है इसमें इस oceans में. The maximum temperature in January or July are always recorded in the continent. बल्कि अगर मैं कहूं मिनिमम टेम्परेचर कहां किस मंथ में रिकॉर्ड किया गया है, दैट इज जनवरी, और दैट इज रिकॉर्डेड इन एशिया एंड नॉर्थ अमेरिका. एशिया और नॉर्थ अमेरिका में मिनिमम टेम्परेचर जो है जनवरी में रिकॉर्ड देखने में आ रहा है और कहीं नहीं देखने में आ रहा है. जो जनवरी का आइसोथर्म्स है वो पोल वर्ल्ड की ओर मूव कर जा रहा है. आप देखिए नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में जो जनवरी isotherms that is suddenly bent poleward side when it crosses from the warm part of the oceans. Oceanic environment अभी गर्म है और ये आपका ठंडा हो गया है, लैंड जल्दी ठंडा हो गया है, इसलिए जो आइसोथर्म जो है ये पोलवर्ड साइड की ओर मूव कर जा रहा है. तो जनवरी isotherms that is suddenly bent towards the poleward side when it crosses to the warm portions of the ocean, and it moves towards the equatorward side when it crosses to the cold portions of the oceans in January and in northern hemisphere. लेकिन अगर हम यही ट्रेंड अगर आप देखें southern hemisphere का, it is opposite. In the southern hemisphere, the July month, that is the warmest month of the southern hemisphere, isotherms are more or less regular and straight in the southern hemisphere, or because of the over dominance of the oceans. In January में southern hemisphere में या आपके जनवरी में southern hemisphere में जो वार्मेस्ट मंथ है ये रेगुलर है, यहाँ पे जंक्शंस कम मिल रहा, इसलिए इसकी बेंडिंग भी कम है. लेकिन अगर हम जुलाई में अगर देखें सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर में भी आपका 70 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट आप देखिए, ये जनवरी मंथ में ये आपके जो वार्मेस्ट मंथ है ये इक्वेटर की ओर मूव कर रहा है. इक्वेटर व्हाट्स मींस इसका इक्वेटर नॉर्थ साइड में है, इसका पोल जो है साउथ साइड में, साउथ पोल की ओर है. तो इक्वेटर वर्ड्स कहने का मतलब है कि दोनों ही जनवरी में दोनों ही आपके जो है इक्वेटर वर्ड्स की ओर आपके आइसोथर्म्स मूव कर रहा है विंटर सीजन में. लेकिन विंटर सीजन इसका नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर का विंटर सीजन जुलाई है, इसमें भी वो इक्वेटर की ओर मूव कर रहा है अगर लैंड से ओशन की ओर अगर जो है आइसोथर्म क्रॉस कर रहा है तो. In that sense we can say that temperature gradient is more pronounced during winter rather than summer. टेम्परेचर में जो चेंज है, ये आईएएस में ये सवाल पूछा था कि the temperature gradient or the thermal gradient is mostly recorded in summer season or in winter season for both the hemisphere. Then you have to answer that temperature gradient is more pronounced during the winter season rather than summer season. The January isotherms indicate the steep temperature gradient in northern hemisphere. January is the winter season for the northern hemisphere, और इसमें आप देखो तो steep temperature gradient आपका रिकॉर्ड में आता है क्योंकि that is the very close spacing of the isotherms in the month of January in northern hemisphere. लेकिन अगर आप southern hemisphere में देखें, that is widely spaced isotherms are there because of the low temperature gradient due to the dominance of the oceans. Northern hemisphere में the eastern coastal part recorded more temperature gradient, that is 1.5 degrees Celsius per latitude in compared to the western coastal part. आप ईस्टर्न कोस्टल सी में देखो that is the 70 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Celsius, 50, 40 degrees Celsius. नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में जो कोस्टल एरियाज है, जो ईस्ट पार्ट ऑफ कोस्टल एरियाज है, वहां पे टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट ज्यादा है इन कंपेयर टू द वेस्टर्न वेस्टर्न कोस्ट. ये बात समझ में आ रही है सबको? Another concept that is being asked in the competitive examinations as well as the in your academic examination, that is the concept of thermal anomaly. Thermal anomaly. इसका टर्म आप लोगों ने सुना है कभी? Thermal anomaly. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
थर्मल एनोमली. एक बार ये सवाल ये आपका पूछा था जब 2012 में मेंस में लिख रहा था तब. थर्मल एनोमली मींस देयर, मैंने कहा कि आइसोथर्म्स लाइंस आर द लाइंस व्हिच लाइंस द प्लेसेस वेयर द इक्वल टेम्परेचर इज रिकॉर्डेड that is reduced at sea level. But there may be the real temperature of that place. Isotherm lines indicate about the average temperature. Suppose the average temperature of the latitude, of any latitude, or the mean temperature of any latitude that is crosses over the many places of the earth is differ to the actual real temperature of that area. That's why the observed temperature of that place and the average mean temperature of that latitudinal areas of that latitude may be different. And the difference between the real temperature of that place that is observed in reality to that area, to that place, to the average or the mean temperature of that latitude is called as thermal anomaly. The thermal anomaly means, thermal anomaly is the concept that denotes about the differences between the real temperature of the place and the average temperature that crosses to that latitude is called as thermal anomaly. अगर कोई आपसे ये पूछे कि थर्मल एनोमली क्या होता है तो आपको बताना ये है कि किसी प्लेस का एक्चुअल रियल टेम्परेचर और उस प्लेस के लैटिट्यूड का जो मीन टेम्परेचर है उसके जो अंतर को, उसके डिफरेंस को हम थर्मल एनोमली कहते हैं. और वह लाइन, वह रेखा जो इक्वल थर्मल एनोमली को जोड़ता हो आपस में, उस लाइन को आइसोनॉर्मल्स लाइन कहा जाता है. तो आइसोनॉर्मल्स लाइंस आर द लाइंस व्हिच जॉइंस द प्लेसेस ऑफ इक्वल thermal anomaly over the earth's surface. Thermal anomaly are having the two types. One is positive thermal anomaly and the another one is negative thermal anomaly. Positive thermal anomaly कहते हैं अगर किसी प्लेस का observed temperature is rather high in compared to the mean temperature of that latitude, that will be called as positive thermal anomaly. लेकिन अगर किसी प्लेस का एक्चुअल रियल टेम्परेचर कम है और वहां का एवरेज मीन टेम्परेचर उस लैटिट्यूड का ज्यादा है तो हम इसे कहेंगे निगेटिव थर्मल एनोमली. यस, अतीक नवाज, यू वांट टू आस्क? Sorry. Yeah. Suppose a place is there like अलीगढ़. अलीगढ़ का जो एक्चुअल रियल टेम्परेचर है, जैसे हमने थर्मोमीटर से जो रिकॉर्ड किया है या हमने सिक थर्मोमीटर से या किसी इंस्ट्रूमेंट से हमने रिकॉर्ड किया है वेदर स्टेशन पे एक्चुअल टेम्परेचर, वो आ गया आपका 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस। लेकिन जो मीन टेम्परेचर है, जो एवरेज टेम्परेचर है पूरे उस लैटिट्यूडनल लाइंस का, जो अलीगढ़ से होके जाती है, जैसे अलीगढ़ और उसके सराउंडिंग जो प्लेसेस, जैसे जो लैटिट्यूड इज द a line of east to west extent over the earth's surface, it is in the circular form. अगर उस लैटिट्यूड्स पे जितने जो एवरेज टेम्परेचर निकाला जाए, तो एवरेज टेम्परेचर अगर मान लीजिए 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस आ गया और एक्चुअल जो टेम्परेचर है उस प्लेस का वो है 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस, तो हम ये कहेंगे देयर इज द थर्मल एनोमली between the actual temperature recorded at that place and the mean temperature that crosses to that latitude, or the isothermal temperature that crosses to that areas, and that difference is called as thermal anomaly. If the observed temperature, real temperature that is recorded at that place is more in compared to the mean temperature that crosses to that areas, average temperature that crosses to that area, then we can say that it is positive thermal anomaly. अगर सपोज हमने यहाँ का टेम्परेचर 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस है, एक्चुअली हमने रिकॉर्ड किया अलीगढ़ का, उसका टेम्परेचर विंटर सीजन में 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस आया, लेकिन जो आइसोथर्म्स लाइंस है, जो आपका एवरेज रेड्यूस्ड सी लेवल पे जो टेम्परेचर है, जो या मीन जो टेम्परेचर है लैटिट्यूड का, वो क्रॉस कर रही है आपका 15 डिग्री सेल्सियस। इफ द ऑब्जर्व टेम्परेचर ऑफ ए प्लेस इज लेस इन कंपेयर टू द मीन टेम्परेचर दैट इज फॉर दैट लैटिट्यूड, देन वी कैन से दैट देयर इज द नेगेटिव थर्मल एनोमली, एंड द लाइंस व्हिच ज्वाइंस द इक्वल थर्मल एनोमली, इक्वल वेरिएशंस ऑफ दैट प्लेसेस, कहीं कहीं पे अगर 5-5 डिग्री का वेरिएशंस है, अगर एक ही जैसा थर्मल एनोमली कई जगहों पे रिकॉर्ड होता है, अगर हम किसी रेखा से अगर इसको मिलाएं तो हम ये कहेंगे कि यह आइसोनेमल्स लाइन है, जिसके थ्रू थर्मल एनोमली को वाले एक जैसे थर्मल एनोमली वाले एरिया को आपस में एक